Five, four, three, two, one, and y'all know what time it is. The Glow Show is live at 5:05 today, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging in there, for waiting. We have a real special show today. I'm going to have, and you know, today is the day after the elections. So, you know, just because elections are over doesn't mean that the work is not, you know, our work doesn't continue. So you must definitely excuse a little lateness today. But I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and just make sure our glowers are getting in here. But I thank y'all so much for your patience. Okay, we're going to talk about these elections though, y'all. We really are. We really are. But I thank y'all so much. Ooh, y'all are coming in. Y'all throw up your glowers. Make sure you throw up your glowers. All right. Hey, sis. Asia. We know what that means. Asia was our first person in. Ooh. Y'all, you and Cynthia came in at the same time, but I know what that means. I know she's going to yield that. We're going to glow up that account, Miss Asia. Thank you so much. And remember, my account has been hacked, my Cash App. So Asia, please send me over your Jackie, Miss Jackie. Y'all, I love it when I have people that, you know, they know me and I know them. And Miss Jackie, this is the first one you've made. So, oh my gosh! So now we've got to figure it out because I've got to give a big shout out to my girl, Miss Jackie, for making it in her first one because I know you stay busy too. So thank you so much for making it in, Miss Jackie. But Asia was the first one in, and that is such a beautiful picture. Don't make me cry, Miss Jackie. Oh my gosh! And the thing, I knew you before you were a glamour, shall I say? But Asia, make sure please that you Zell me. Hey, princess. Okay, so we got our people in here. You guys, if y'all are in here rocking with me today, y'all please throw up your glowers. It was Cynthia, but listen, so Asia, it was Cynthia, but Cynthia is she is like a godmother of our channel. So she is going to be a moderator. So she is like, you know, she's in here, but she's not in here. She's not able to be here all the time. So she is going to yield that reward to you. You know, the way she is, trust me, she'll probably even double what I was going to give you because that's how her heart is. So make sure you email me over your Zelle information because my Cash App was hacked. Because I remember last time I think you wanted, um, you know, it kept canceling my payment to you. And so I never was able to rectify that. So I definitely will have to double you up anyway. So I'm gonna queen you up. We're gonna bless you up today. So please make sure you email me over your Zelle information. So your Zelle information will have to be your email that's linked to your bank account, or will have to be your phone number linked to the bank account. And you know, because I only have your Cash App link. So thank you so much, though, for being honest. Look at you for being an honest trooper. She's like, I think it was Cynthia, it wasn't me. Oh, so much. That's how you know you want a glow show. You want a glow. You're a glow digger. Thank you so much for being a glow digger. Amen. Y'all, I want y'all to start hashtagging that because I love that. We are glow diggers. We are glow getters. A. We are just waiting for our guest to get in here, y'all. It's a special guest. I'm gonna tell y'all what it's a special guest. So, Miss Jackie knows our special guest. Miss Cynthia knows our special guest. But for the rest of you all, this is going to be maybe a new opportunity for you to meet our special guest. The special guest I've known for literally all my life. Literally all the life that I've been living, I've known her. She is my super sister that precedes me by 4 years. We are, that's right, we are glow diggers, glow getters. Hey, put up them glowers, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. I'm gonna hop on my YouTube and put these glowers up too. Y'all know how I do. We gotta support it from all angles. But we had a really great live on Monday. And I think that threw some people off. So that's why I said I wanted to give them a little time to get in here because we had a really good live on Monday. And with that live, what happened was we reviewed WAP. our WAP. So y'all, it got real serious. Y'all know we already have surpassed 100 views, even though it was literally just a day or so ago. So I think that the people out there thought that was gonna be my live for the week, and it is not. We still gonna glow live at 5 on every Wednesday that I can do it. But yeah, so what happened was I said I really have been wanting to have my sister on here for a little bit because y'all, let me tell y'all, my sister has literally been, and y'all see I got my stuff coming in. Oh, we got, this is interesting. So I'm on now that I'm on to the YouTube, I can see there are a few more people that I didn't even know. Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that y'all were on here. So yes. Yeah, so y'all know we're gonna glow y'all up today. But yeah, so email me over. And so for my email, as you guys know, it is this glow up at gmail.com. And I'm also gonna post on YouTube as well, so y'all know it. But I've been really wanting to get my sister involved with this channel for a minute because y'all know we do the F's. Oh, thank you. No, AJ, because I felt so bad. Because it kept canceling, and I was just like, was she rejecting it? We not rocking no more. Let me resend. She's telling me she's trying to get in, so I said, let me resend my sister. But I'm still doing her intro anyway. So I'm happy she's joining us because, like I said, you guys know one of the F's that we focus on, y'all know we focus on 5 when we're talking about growing up. We focus on faith, fitness, family, fellowship, and finances. Last but not least, okay? Woo! Jazz hands, everybody. Jazz hands, everybody. So family was one, because I had my friend on. Y'all know I had my friend on, Danielle. Danielle opened up the show with my friends. Absolutely. We've done finances. We did finances literally last week with Queen Lisa. Everyone loved that one. That has gotten so much playback, and privately that has gotten some. Oh, there she is, y'all. So she's almost ready. I see you. I'm gonna tell her I see you. I'm about to let you in. Okay, so but I really wanted to do this one that with my family, and I wanted to do my older sister. So y'all, we were like the Cosby Show growing up, right? My older sister is Wanda. That's our Sandra. My second oldest is Denise, is Kim, but she's nothing like Denise. I'm gonna tell you, she's nothing like Denise, y'all. She ain't no wild child. Diamond Princess made it. My moderator is here. West Coast riding. We West Coast riding. Throw up them blowers for Black Diamond up in here. She is my number one moderator. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Okay, Cocoa Butter Barbie. You know they used to call me Cocoa Butter, and my sister Monica can actually tell y'all that. So Monica preceded me by 4 years. Oh, I'm sorry. So we have our Bruce, Dana / Theo. Then we have Monica, who's Vanessa, and we got me, Courtney. I'm Rudy. Well, what happened? The reason why I wanted to really focus this show, perfect. Thank you so much for coming in. So we got a couple of newcomers in here. Y'all, please throw these glowers and welcome them. Absolutely. I'm going to throw me up some glowers. Thank y'all so much. Light your light. Neophyte. Absolutely. I'm throwing these glowers up, y'all. We are glow getters. We are glow diggers. Y'all know who we are. So my sister, we have been talking because we come from a politically very aware family, right? Our grandmother was, again, the first African-American and first female mayor of Daytona Beach, Florida. But Monica always had that in her spirit. She always had that in her blood. She was SGA president her senior year in high school, and she was able to do, she was able to give the graduation speech. So she gave the graduation speech, and the valedictorian didn't even give the graduation speech. Like, that's how real it was. So that's how real she is, and that's how people, they really respected what it meant to become an SGA president. So She went into the Hall of Fame, and I was kind of in her shadow a little bit because even though I've always been y'all have to understand when it comes to Courtney, this didn't just start. Like even with my weaves and how I used to do weaves, lashes, the whole nine. Miss Jackie used to do my makeup, y'all, when I was here before. Amen. Y'all give a shout out for Miss Jackie. Let me tell y'all, hands down, one of the best low key makeup artists in the game. My pictures from when she did my makeup, they are still online. If y'all ever want to check them out, Courtney Omega. That all of that makeup that was on the hair, that was her. That was her. So y'all definitely. Thank you so much. This is why this girl is my number one moderator. Like she's amazing. So but as things started to, as we got older, we have kids and things like that. I really wanted to become more involved. And Monica was like, why don't you run for office? And I was like, that's not really me. I don't want to do that. But she was like, no, Courtney, that's all you need. You need, you've got it. You talk good. You're friendly. You know how to make, connections. You're in public relations. You write well. So Lori Tybeck, hey. Oh, we got our people coming in here today. Y'all got me excited. Y'all got me the goosies. I'm all glowed up. But she came down to Miami from here. She came and stayed with me about a week, and she learned the lay of the land, and she literally gave me a blueprint, as I like to call a black print. She gave me a black print to run for office, to build my base, and I did. And because I had to place in a certain percentile to make it onto, it was a 9-seat council. So initially I didn't make it into that 9 seat, but Monica was like, well, Courtney, hold on, because it's 9 seats, somebody, I've researched positions. Somebody is like not going to be, they're just not going to play it out. Like that's just the nature of it. She's a strategist, y'all. But I was like, no, I'm over it. I don't care if they call. I'm done with it. So sure enough, 3 months later, I got that call. And because of where I placed, when we had not one but 2 resignations from the council, I was the first person that they brought up because of where I placed with the voting, with getting the votes. So that she literally put me into office. So it's only right. We're talking about politics. We're talking about Kamala Harris. We're talking about the election day after, as we're calling it, the next day. It is very important. It is very important that we give that shout out to where it is. Oh, she says she's breaking up on her end, but we're gonna get her in here because I wanna bring her in. Okay, I'm bringing it. Oh, perfect. Okay, and I'm leaning closer to the mic too. She said it's better now. I'm bringing you in. So without any further ado, y'all, this is my sister I'm bringing to the stage. This is my sister. We glowing up because, y'all, if we can't glow up our family, if we can't really do it for our community, then what are we doing it for? She's smart, always been a strategist. Some of my toughest fights have been with her, absolutely. But at the end of the day, she's like my mom. She says, nobody gonna knock you down, but I'm gonna be the first to also pick you up. So without further ado, and she puts me on stuff, y'all. Since I've gotten back to Atlanta, she has really invested in my food service business. She's put me on to a couple of dates, and she's always supporting when she can, whatever I'm doing, because she's pretty busy too. So absolutely, without further ado, we are going to bring her to the stage. Oh, and she literally just texted me. She's like, Courtney, I'm going to be right back. So she's switching devices. But yes, y'all, thank y'all so much for, Claudette May. You guys visit Claudette May's channel. Let me tell you, me and Claudette, we are sisters in content creation, but we are sisters on a live stream. And every night, this live stream, every other night, not every night, right, Claudette? Every other night, they do this. Basically, it's a networking party. And when I first started going, the first day, I was like, this is kind of weird. But by the third day, I was like, this is what we need, because you're finding other content creators and you're visiting their channels. And so, Claudette, make sure you email me, because I want to do something like that as well. Mom and Daughter is the name of the live stream networking party. You guys, if you have not ever heard of it, if you are a content creator on this page, absolutely check it out. She's the sweetest lady. But her channel is at Mom and Daughter. And so she's the sweetest lady. She has the cutest little girl. And they do these live stream networking parties. And that's how me and Claudette met. And she's been so supportive ever since we met. And when you talk about how my channel is growing, Diamond Princess, that's why I invited you to an event on Saturday, a meeting, because that's how it's growing. It literally every week, this particular site, Mom and Daughter, this has been responsible for getting me about 100 new subscribers like Claudette May, subscribers like Mom and Daughter. And it gets you higher place in the algorithms because more people are, logged into your channel. So that's how we doing. So I'm giving away my secrets, y'all. All right, should I be doing that? Well, what are we doing if we ain't glowing up? What's the point of glowing up if you ain't glowing up together? All right, so here with any further ado, my big sis, okay, and my partner, Real Sisters, Real Legacy Consulting Services. Here she is, Miss Monica DeLancy.
Yay! Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, we can hear you. Great, Monica.
Yay, Courtney. Yes, I am your big sis. Literally, I'm your big sis, right? No. Okay.
Amen.
And I do think Courtney is my daughter. I oftentimes call her Courtney, or I call my daughter my daughter Courtney, and I call Courtney Breon. So I'm forever doing that because I think Courtney's my daughter.
And we only 4 years apart. She does. And we only 4 years apart. And I'm a whole grown woman with kids and the whole nine. But Monica, I thank you for that. I've been telling them a little bit how you've always had a strategic brain. Why do you think that is? I mean, we had very socially active and politically active family, but why do you think, like, out of all of us, you had such a bug for politics and understanding?
Well, yes, and excuse my voice. I've been doing interviews all day. Time magazine.
Tell them something you've been doing, Monica. Run them down.
Time magazine called because they've been reading about our story. We Thrive in Riverside Rent Association about the evictions that's about to happen. So they called. HBO called. They want to do another call later on. So Court, you got to come in on that one, okay? And then also I've been fielding calls with two candidates who wants to retain our services for November because they were impressed by the numbers. They were
come on.
We got the working families out, Courtney, that they need us for November. So excuse my voice, just trying to talk to people and get ready for November and also talk with these families. But yes, I believe that my strength comes from our mom, right? Courtney, we was at the table winning campaigns in high school elections.
Writing speeches. I was so mad. Let me tell y'all, Monica, do you remember this? You ran for an office, I want to say in middle school. And I said,
my first office was high school with vice president of the class.
But then I write that slogan. I said nothing cocky, nothing fancy. Just vote for me. And I said
Monica DeLancy.
Courtney DeLancy.
And
you said I'm gonna use it. And I was like, no, don't use it. You're stealing. I was mad. I was mad, y'all. I was like, I need to get paid for this. So it started early with me, y'all, with public relations. I've always been kind of, I can put things together with words. I love wordplay. So if y'all haven't gotten that yet,
you do a wonderful job.
Glow up. Yes. Glow mega, glow up, glow getters, glow diggers. Yes, that was you though. That was you. Yes. Yeah, I was action Jackson. Yeah, you were action. I was action Jackson. Absolutely. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about because you were into it before the whole rock the boat and hip hop the boat. You were always into that, and I know that we do get some of that from we do get a lot of that from Mom. But I think Monica, just honestly, you just always imagined that it was just what I mean, because I know Mom was definitely Mom was the trendsetter. She was a pioneer. She was a glow getter for sure. And of course that came with Nanny Nikki.
Right, definitely.
With the Scarlet Gloden. the Scarlet Golden legacy. And I thank God that we did have the type of legacy in our family that they planted those seeds, because you guys know representation is literally 80% of the achievements that you're going to make in your life. It's because you saw someone else do it. And that's why I always want to thank you, Monica, just for the blueprint, because like I said, I wasn't ever planning on running for office, but you were like, you can do it, and that's all you need to do is build a base, and this is how you build a base, and this is who you go to, and you do this and do that, and you already know these people, so put
Yeah.
it out there, because nobody wants to be rejected. So I think that was a reason
Don't be
too
afraid of
why
rejection.
right, you can't be afraid, guys. You can't be afraid to throw your hat in the ring, and to push, because at the end of the day, giving it your best fight is what it's all about. And
That's it.
sometimes
You did your
it
best.
is. Give it your best fight. So, Monica, with some questions, what do you think about Joe Biden's pick? What are your thoughts?
Are you talking about his Joe Biden? What? We don't want
His
those
pick,
jobs. What
his
are you saying?
VP,
My people don't want to
his
work.
VP pick. No, wait, Monica, I love this meme. Monica said that that Trump said he was bragging about all these jobs he created, and Joe Biden said that his base,
They don't want the job.
we don't want the
We
jobs.
don't
Is
want
that
no
true?
job.
Y'all put up a glow if y'all don't want the job. If y'all just want the check, y'all just want to get the stimulus check, but y'all don't want the job.
They just want the check.
I'm gonna put up a glower for me, because I'm gonna be very honest. I think that's the case for me.
Well,
But no, I'm talking about his
I
pick for VP.
right. I'm
Yeah,
still a local girl. I'm local.
I
I
know
mean, I would
you are.
love to get all the way in on the national spotlight and get all involved in the debates, but that same energy needs to be locally, because right now we would have had Yatsen as the commissioner with that same enthusiasm, right, locally. So we're
You're
gonna
right.
have to take this time for the next 2 months to get people involved locally and let them know that government starts on the local level.
It
Your
does.
phone number needs to be in the speed dial of your commissioner, your mayor, city councilman, fire chief, police department, dog catcher, civic engagement group, the principals of the school. Your phone number needs to be in their phone, and then your phone needs to have their numbers. Okay,
Hmm.
because that's what it's all about. It is not about debating national spotlight, because that Joe Biden's gonna be okay. Win, lose, or draw,
Hmm.
he's gonna be okay. Okay, but will
Absolutely.
you be okay? Will you
Hmm.
be okay? Okay, will your children be okay? And that's
Right.
why we have to get our people involved locally on the ground level. Okay, and that's how it's done.
Mm. Monica, I love the statement that you put out this morning. And we were talking about, we were really, Monica has since college days. Monica's like, we got a powwow, and I'm like, Monica's nothing to powwow about. But now I'm like, yes, it's something to powwow about. So we were on a powwow this morning, but I love that statement that you said, with that elections can be distractions. Elaborate on that a little bit. That was so powerful. I love the way that really was, the way you condensed a lot of my thoughts into this one statement.
Right, right.
And so
So,
how did you how do you equate that? How is that true that elections can be distractions?
well, we sometimes we like we're about to get hyped up about the elections, and then now once we get hyped about that, then more and more COVID's gonna be in the background. We're gonna forget that we still have a deadly virus out here and people can't go to work. And we're gonna forget that our kids can't even go to schools, right? Because now we got about to get hyped up
Right.
about Kamala and Joe. So which one is it? Do we stay trying to find decent jobs so we can feed our families? Do we stay trying to find a device so we can make sure our kids are going to school? What do we do? We don't need to get distracted by that. We need to keep the foot on the gas and let the schools know we need devices for our children. Let the schools know that just because they provide a lesson, that's not going to be all they need to do to help our children. And if the parents got to do the work, the parents need to ask for a check. That's how I feel about it. And then we need to also
Hmm.
put our foot on our gas that $12 an hour is not going to get us a place to live. We need business paying decent wages. So do not get distracted by a Kamala and a Joe. Do not let off the gas, people. And that's what we need to remember.
We really do. I think that one of the reasons why people get so distracted also with the local, I mean, the national, is because local, it just seems like, I remember, okay, with me being on council, right? Um, Even though my council meeting was only one day a month, it was usually the first Monday or the last Friday of the month, but there were meetings to go to every day. There really were. If it wasn't an HOA, it was protective parks. It was it was just always something. And do you think that that's why maybe a lot of people don't get involved locally because it just like it's burnout?
Right, because they don't have gas money to get to the meetings. Okay? They don't have gas money to get to the meetings. Who's going to cook their dinner for their kids if they're at a meeting? Who's going to cook their dinner for their older parents who they're taking care of if they're at a meeting? Right? So that's how the disenfranchised and marginalized communities do not stay connected because we don't have disposable income. We don't have people, we don't have nannies. We don't have people that can help us, right? So that's how we can be distracted and say, you know what? All we're going to do is just think about the president election. They're going to help us. No, the people that's going to help you is you when you keep your foot on the gas, reminding that local politician about the promises they made. And that's what needs to happen. Yes,
I
ma'am.
definitely concur. I definitely concur because you know what? I really didn't get it because for a long time, as I was, even though I was a single mother, my ex-husband, because he lived closer to me and he was a professor, so his schedule was split. He was able to pick the children up and have them have the week. And I remember you and Kim used to always say, well, Courtney, like you don't really have single mom problems. And I would be like, oh, you mean, of course I got single mom problems. And I miss my kids a lot when they go. And so I really couldn't imagine the situation changing so drastically. And about 2 years later, when Giovanni went to do my ex-husband, went to do full time as a lawyer, it did change. He resigned from being a professor. He was full time as a lawyer, and he was getting the kids maybe 2 weekends a month, as opposed to 2.5 weeks out of the month. And so it really did change. And at this time, this is when I was in the height of what I was doing politically. I was serving on before leaving Miami, I was serving on 6 different boards, including the elected official board.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on the CIP, HODA, a homeowners and tenants association. I was, trying to do the parks meetings. Definitely trying to be involved with NAACP and the education reform board.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really
And the
something, and I
schools.
just
And the
and
schools.
which is the schools, and I just could not believe. Oh, look, listen to what King Wade said, Monica. He says, why are we always looking towards the enemy for help? It's been 400 plus years of begging. Power is not given, power is taken. How can we become more politically militant, in
Mm,
your opinion? That's a great
mm,
comment, King. I'm gonna leave that up there, King. Thank you so much. That's a great comment. I'm putting
that is.
myself on mute, Monica, because people were saying they could barely hear you. So I think my background noise is fighting with you. So I'm gonna put myself on mute, and that way, what you're saying can really be broadcast. Because, like I said, that's such a powerful quote. I really want you to give some time to think about it, because a lot of us don't like to vote because we feel like it's not going to matter anyway.
So,
So
so
how
what I'm gonna
how
do?
how can we address that? Yeah.
Well, I'll just talk about briefly, but then I have to take this other call. But definitely, Mr. Kingway, you're right. We have to realize that we are powerful. We have to realize that we are the majority and stop thinking that because we're not rich, because we're not driving a certain car or living someplace that we cannot have a voice. Working families is the majority. So we have to mobilize each other. Our kids are the majority. We have to mobilize them and encourage them as well. But thankfully, that's what this would show us. COVID-19 would show us that's what we need to do, and we're going to press forward 2021. But I am going to say, Courtney, you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for allowing for me to be on the show. Thank you so very much. I have to get off now and just listen. I can't speak. I have to listen now because I got to take another call on another phone. But thank you so very much, and y'all keep doing. Y'all stay glowing up. Stay glowing up.
Thank you for glowing up with us. Okay, so that's great. Thank you, Monica. And we're gonna be having Monica back again and again because y'all, that's my sister, and like I said, she's like an expert when it comes to that. She really is. So I'm gonna open up the channel a little bit, and y'all see Monica got out of doing that top 5 at 5 because y'all knew I was gonna go in. I was gonna go in, y'all. I was gonna ask her why she stole my books when we was, and I want to ask her. I'm gonna get charged some interest on that slogan I gave her. All right. So we're going to open up the floor. If anybody wants to join me today, please let me know. I'm putting it right here into the stream. And you know how we do it. I definitely welcome other people to join the platform. Claudette May, if you're still here, Miss Jackie, if you're still with us, if you're still rocking with us, please. The StreamYard, the link is open, y'all. We are live. We're gonna keep this rocking right up until 6, and we gonna still do that top 5 at 5. I'm just trying to switch up what I was going to ask, but now we want to talk about Kamala Harris. I know Monica said it can be a distraction. She's absolutely right, but the feedback has been really incredibly people have very conflicted feelings about her being the VP pick. Y'all know I'm here in Atlanta, so there were several people that were saying, hey, well, whatever happened to Stacey Abrams? Whatever happened to, Mayor Bottoms being Lance Bottoms being the VP, supposed pick? But I said, you know who I said? I thought they was going to dig back up. I'm not even lying to y'all. I thought they was going to dig your boy John Edwards back up because I said John Edwards did what most politicians do not do, and that is keep that side piece hidden, honey. John Edwards, I said if he came in, I think he would have that female vote. I do. I do. I think that he would have that female vote. I think that women would have really been behind him because, first of all, look at it this way, and I'm not just saying because of the fact that he's a very handsome man. John Edwards was, what have you, but also, like I said, I think he always has vibed very well with females, even during the affair, even during having a child with another woman on it. His likability rates didn't really falter that much. Is there a double standard when it comes to men that do this as opposed to women? So these are some things that we can definitely discuss and get into it. But if not Kamala, y'all, who? Because I think that there's a lot to be said about what Monica said. I think when you do have local heroes, though, if you lose them to the national spotlight, that's kind of detrimental for that community that they were fighting for. And as you all know, like I said, being here in Atlanta, or being here in Georgia, Stacey Abrams and Keisha Lance Bottoms have become definite, staples in community recognition, representation, and what happens when that community loses their local representative to a national platform. Those communities don't usually survive. People always ask, well, what happened with Obama's neighborhood in Chicago? And this answers that type of question. So we do have some minutes left here, y'all. We're gonna give it about another 20 minutes. Monica and I actually, we have another call we're jumping on at 6:15. So y'all know sometimes I give y'all a little more than an hour, but tonight I have to keep it very wow. I haven't I have we have a little call we're gonna jump on because like I said, I usually like to give you a little bit more than an hour, but tonight can't do it. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. So let me hear what King Wade said here. I like this. I like, and you're right. You're right. Let me send this message. Okay. My ultimate belief, my ultimate belief of what's going to happen in the near future. The U.S. will land the first hit, and war will break out with China, which will force Trump to stay in office. Wow. That's huge. That's huge. You know what, King? I've been telling you to email me. You haven't. I want to talk to you. I definitely want you to join in. We're having a discussion on Saturday. I would love for Claudette May, if you're still here, I would love for you to be a part of it. It is it's a virtual meeting, but I'm putting together a couple of people that I've really been kind of watching over the past couple of weeks and months. And excuse me. Okay. So, I really want to start having these really good conversations with you because I love how you have what I call a prism perspective. That means you see it from all different angles. I love that, you definitely have input on a couple of different topics that would weigh in collectively to the culture and the diaspora. So, yes. Oh, I know. Yeah, you know. Don't be hiding. Don't be hiding. Okay, so please email me. I am not going to, honey, don't worry about me. I'm definitely I'm on the single and the I like my life. I do. I enjoy my kids and I enjoy giving them my time. So I'm not going to make it awkward for you. I'm not going to be chasing after you, but I do love your mind and how you think. And I think that I would definitely love to have you a part of this coalition that I'm developing for us to kind of figure out how we can effectively impact the entire. I'm gonna give away all my secrets, but the entire YouTube scene. So y'all, I have some pretty interesting characters, pretty interesting individuals that you would not even believe have some really in-depth viewpoints when it comes to the culture and the diaspora, but because y'all know people feel like they gotta make their living, they just gotta, do what they gotta do. So interesting. So, all right. So please just make sure you email me. And thank you so much. And I want to definitely stay in tune. And I do have your email, your Zelle Asia. Want to definitely acknowledge this. Let me scroll up, I'm gonna see if there are any other people that I have not acknowledged that came in here. And just say my hellos. Yeah, I'm scrolling up and I'm smiling as I scroll up. But there's some people in here that I have not seen in a couple of weeks. And then there's some people in here that literally this is their first lives. So I'm just really excited that you all made it out today. I'm already giggly. Just, that's a dream for me, not to just make a platform for myself, but to build other people up and to have my sister on here. It meant so much to me. Because like I said, we were on the phone powwowing this morning and had to get off of her a couple of times because, people were calling her, Time and HBO. We were on the phone with both of those calls and that just means so much to me to just see that happening for her because, she's just always had a brilliant mind. She deserves it. Princess Naya, how are you? How are you? I had you up in here earlier with your pretty self. Beautiful self. You glow, girl. Let's see who else is in here. Y'all see this thing is open. Oh, who is this? Oh, somebody they said, hey, Miss Jackie. Yes, absolutely. All right. Y'all, if you want to join me on here, we're going to be on here for about another 15 minutes. We're going to talk about, I want to hear your views. I want to hear your views, y'all. I don't just, contrary to what the popular belief might be, I do not just get on here so I can hear myself talk because I can do that all day when I'm talking to my kids because it is like talking to a wall. So if I just want to hear myself talk, I can talk to my kids all day. But I'm on here just to hear um, you guys and your thoughts and what's going on in the scene with politics today. As you all know, we had a big election, we had elections, big elections here. Very oh wow, very uh very high profile cases, very high profile campaigns rather. And I got to be honest, for my first election being back, a little disappointing. A little disappointing because we've been building up with some incredible people these past couple of months that I've been here, and like literally, it's been a real kind of letdown that we aren't out there in those numbers like we should be, and you would think because of COVID, people want to put people in office that are going to be able to push different results. Hello, the governor of here is, Mr. Kemp, and he's fighting with Mayor Bottoms about rescinding once again wearing masks. So, yes, Miss Jackie does the best makeup you ever want to see. Guys, go look at online. If you Google me, online just as this, because y'all remember my name is actually Courtney Omega, but here on this channel it's Omega Courtney, so it's backwards. But if you Google Courtney Omega, you will definitely see that I had a very different look the last time I was here in Atlanta, and Miss Jackie did my so I used to do a birthday shoot every year, a birthday photo shoot. And so that year for my birthday, Miss Jackie did the do, y'all. She did it up. Um and she does. She did Monica's profile picture as well, y'all. So we actually have a Jackie Jones fan. We got a Jackie Jones stand up here. We have a Jackie Jones stand, okay? So yes, but you guys, please definitely do check out. And if you were ever in Atlanta or in Georgia, and you need a wedding, a prom, any type of beat, Miss Jackie can do it, child. She can do it. She does great, great work. And just have you feeling like $1,000,000. It's not something that I definitely wore every day, but I was rocking those lashes, wasn't I, Miss Jackie? I don't know if she's still in here, but I was rocking those lashes for a couple of days. It was coming off, and I was still trying to pin them back on because she had done such an amazing job. And she took me to we went to a little beauty store. She let me pick out some earrings and all. So I love that part too, because y'all, if y'all haven't had like this, y'all can see even today, honey, I didn't even pick this thing out today. I am very low maintenance when it comes to glamming myself up. And and I appreciate people that always say they like that about me, but y'all, when you do go online and you see the pictures, I used to model and that sort of thing. That was the only time I literally would glam up. It really is. And my day to day, I wasn't doing that, and so people were always surprised when they saw my things online. But that's another story another day. Oh, my bestie is here. Y'all know it's for real now when my bestie show up. Because my bestie be busy. My bestie. So y'all, I have a sister, Monica. So that it doesn't real add up to the fact that Monica did not have her picture up on the camera. But I promise you, my sister Monica and my bestie Monica are two different Monicas, and they met each other for the first time about 3 weeks ago, and that was an epic moment. It was a real epic moment. I was like, yay, my bestie Monica and my sister Monica in the same room. Wow. So this is interesting. So Jackie Jones says, I hope people do not vote because they don't like her. Talking about Kamala Harris. So guys, please, if anybody glowers, come glow up with me. Fellas, light your light with me. This chat line is open. We have about 9 minutes, and we will be doing that top 5 and 5. I don't care what nobody say. And in 4 minutes, we're gonna do some questions. So I'm gonna throw some questions out. So I guess that's the way y'all can interact, because if nobody's going to join me on the panel today, I'm going to throw them out in the chat room, and we're going to address it. So light to light. That's right. Life of Keen Ways. Please make sure you email. We're going to be having a virtual meeting on Saturday. I definitely want you to be a part. Yes, yes. Oh, thank you. Miss Jackie, you were really the best. She said yes, you were. I was gluing them things on because I really just like that. And I like the fact that she would go shopping with me because y'all, I'm just not into stuff like that. I really am not. I grew up loving the Bulls. I grew up really thinking I was a tomboy until I actually met tomboys in college. Then I realized, oh, I guess I am a little bit more feminine. But I really thought up until I got into college that I was like a tomboy, but I really wasn't. But I just never really got into the makeup and the whole. I just never really got into that. I was always resisting it. I think because my mom would encourage me to like, honey, why don't you put on some makeup every now and again? And I'd be like, no, you're not gonna be putting me on no makeup, and I'd rather spend my money on this or that, and I'm not gonna ever wear makeup. And I just always have been so. That, who you are, I've seen this statement before, but who you are at 5, they say you're the same person at 50. And I promise you, I believe it. My son was 2.5 weeks late coming out, and he is absolutely, he could go in the bathroom and wash his hands, and because he stayed so long, you would think he took a bath. He just come out, he's like, no, I was just washing my hands. All right, so we do have somebody coming on. Wait, Miss Jackie moving past my conversation about her being the best makeup artist. I'm going to bring you up, Neophyte, one moment. She says, we cannot continue to deal with this administration for 4 more years. Wow, wow, wow. Yes, I used to love Jordans. You know that. I used to love Jordans. Anyone that knows me knows my history. I love Jordans. And actually, you know what? My sister Monica, when I got to college, because I used to buy them for my nephew too. But when I got to college, his feet were too big because he's 12 years my junior. Just celebrated his 30th. Happy birthday. He's a detective here. I couldn't afford to buy 2 adults for the both of us. So I would buy Jamal's and Monica would buy mine. So that's how we did college, y'all. I would buy my nephew's Jordans and Monica would buy my Jordans. So here we go. I'm going to let Neophyte up into the stream. Here you go. Let me split the screen. Hello. Can you hear me, Neophyte?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you just fine.
Absolutely. Light your light. All right. So what do you want to chime in regarding our topics today?
I'll try to keep it brief. I know I'm new to your channel. You have your subscribers and everything. I want to be as respectful as I can.
Oh, go ahead.
Just lending an ear. Kamala Harris, if we remember, no one necessarily was on board with her particular brand of politic when she first came on the scene. If you remember, she started off representing the Asian community,
yes,
not the Black community. And when it comes down to it, if they're not really for a Black agenda per se, then you have to question their motive as of now. I mean, she's taking up that platform right now as being the first Black woman, but if you remember, she wasn't trying to have any parts of that Black agenda, anything, when she first got introduced to us.
You have some people that agree. The Life of King Wade says Kamala is trash. Oh wow. Absolutely. Okay. So yes, and she has had a very interesting contrast of agendas. But what do you think? Do you think this was the safest choice that Biden could have made though? Let's be honest about who the other possibilities were.
I believe it's the only choice that he had.
Right.
I mean, he literally had to have slid in her DM last minute, like, "Hey, we got to do this." I mean, there's no real option. Anybody else that could have been a running mate with him, we're all questionable, and it was blatantly obvious. She is the least obvious, and she is also a sorority. She has a sorority association with his campaign as well. So I just question her motives. I don't trust her personally. I'm all for black women. I really would definitely be excited had she had came out first as
Mm-hmm.
representing black women, but she did not.
Wow. Oh, wow. Understand. Understand. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
All right. So I think that we're on the same page when we say, okay, I think that was the only viable option. But why do you think people like Stacey Abrams and Keisha Lance Bottoms, why they were at the top of the list, but almost immediately dismissed? Why do you think that was?
Because she did. They none of them actually got the support from the younger generation. The younger generation is all about getting into research, and they just so happened to research all of their backgrounds, and they didn't check out.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay. So when you say they didn't check out with who? With the younger people,
Yes, the younger
the
generation now
millennials.
coming into. Uh, say that again one more time.
Millennials are the Gen Zers.
I, I'm going to lean towards the millennials, the ones that are just now, not the baby boomers necessarily, but the ones that are just coming into being able to vote are representing a really good portion of the voters now. Um,
Right. Right.
then we have the older generation that are going to pretty much vote off of principle, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I believe this generation now is more willing to stand up for actual causes rather than just going along with the politics. The politics have always been uh, kind of a campaign of lesser of two evils, and it's becoming boring.
I think that you're onto something right there, but I do love what Nia X said. Nia X feels like because those other ladies aren't closer in proximity to whiteness, the Kamala white folk can relate to her better. Let's think about that. She is East Indian, as Bestie Monica said, as well as Jamaican. So, but she doesn't look that part. She did have, an agenda that wasn't just exclusively to Black people. She's been able to look impartial, been able to look very unbiased. If anything, she's been able to look like she was more of a if you dare say it, an overseer when it came to Black issues, Black causes. But is the bottom line the reason why he chose her is because he can say that he put a woman of color on the ticket without her having to be really a woman that was tied to African American or Black exclusively collectively the culture agenda.
Well, that's exactly the issue here. Essentially,
Um, So do you think that that was why he chose her and not Stacey? Because I want to be very honest, and I'm gonna and I might offend a couple of people with my statement that I'm going to make. Um, eh, I don't think the younger generation are tied to causes. I don't know where your age group is, so I hope I don't offend you. But I don't think that oops, I personally don't see that. I see the younger generation being more, I think, just like aggressive and feisty about what they don't like. They fight what they don't like. But when we talk about causes, you know, I don't personally see that. I see this is a generation that's coming into the mumble rap. We're talking about a very conditioned, materially generation of folk. I think, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Generation Xer. I'm not saying that Generation X was the best, generation there was just because I'm a member of it. But I do believe we had a very diverse and a more balanced appreciation for, you know, all things that truly mattered. Our theme songs were, nothing else matters. Green Day, best day of my life. This generation is making WAP. You know, like, uh, this generation is defending, Migos and, whole culture and, Instagram. Like literally they're getting their platforms and their policies from Instagram. And what I found so, I think, discouraging myself personally when I was out canvassing, and I've been, we've been working on this election for the past couple of weeks, and I was out there in the streets very heavy and meeting and greeting with people. My more receptive people were older people. They were the baby boomers. It was, there's the algorithm, the voters, right? Everyone knows that these three main things make up the voters of America, nationally and locally. Number one, people that own their own homes. That's your vote. That's a voting. That's a very strong voting base. Number two, people that they go to church or they are ascribed to a certain religion. That's number two. And number three, y'all, here's the doozy. Y'all ready for the doozy? People that own pets. They vote. And so it doesn't matter what community you in, it doesn't matter what color you are. These are the three things that dictate. This is what makes up bases. People that own homes, people that have pets, and oh gosh, that's that quick. I'm sorry, but people that own homes, people that have pets, and gosh, why did I just blanked out and I just said it? But this is, I'm sorry, I'm getting mind blown just like that, just that fast. But this is who generally does this. Oh, go to church. I'm sorry. And I guess because I literally just joined another church here in Atlanta. But the reason why that is because people vote that have something to look forward to other than their own self. So think about how that makes sense, right? The house you leave to kids, you leave to family members, you pass that on. Pets, no, you can't leave stuff to them, but they have something to come home to. They have to have something else they care about. People that recycle have pets usually. This is it, second chances, this, it's helpless. I have to take care of it. They have to look for something other than themselves. And then, of course, like I said, three, the church is because there's the groups. So I have other people watching me. I have to be accountable, and I have to be accountable for other people. So this is what creates that. And these are three factors that, honestly, a lot of the Gen Zers don't have. And this is why I think there has been such a gap of accountability, responsibility, as well as activism, because the younger generations, they aren't going to church. They're getting them pets, but they aren't going to church. They're getting their pets, but they also aren't, owning the homes right now because they're too young, right? They're old enough to vote. They're old enough to, go to college and get some things going that way, but they're not owning homes. Home ownership is the lowest it has been in the Black and African American community since 1956, y'all. Okay. So did you catch all that? Or are you still there with me, Neophyte? Or was I just talking too much? I think I lost Neophyte, y'all. All right. So anybody else want to join in? Hey, Chris. Y'all, Chris is we've been rocking for a couple of weeks now. He's amazing. He's Chris, did you want to join in with the show? We have about 5 minutes left. Did you want to join in with it with getting up there on the panel? Oh, Neophyte, you're back. I thought I had lost you. I was about to remove you from the stream. Did you hear any of what I was saying about why Generation Z is not really tied in to causes?
No, I heard everything. I was following along from what you were saying. I just wanted to add in one other thing. When it comes to the Generation Z, there is a divide that I've noticed.
Absolutely.
It's divided between those that consider themselves quote unquote woke or conscious, and those that are still kind of tied up in the mainstream mumble rap type generation thing. It's all divided by different types of entertainment for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, and I couldn't explain that if I wanted to. But there is a noticeable divide between the two.
It is.
Those that would, like, say, for example, consider voting for Kanye West, and those that think that's completely and utter trash.
It's true. It's true.
Right.
But my mom used to always say, "What entertains you becomes you," and so she
Right.
was, very. They were very particular. She used to always say, "I'm telling you, my mom." There were three people that she was always very suspicious about: Will Smith, Steve Urkel, or Jaleel White. She was just like, this dude is weird. It's some weird stuff. And believe it or not, I used to love the show called Quantum Leap, and she loved the concept of it. We would watch it, and she would be like, "But why does he always have to be playing a woman?" Because the concept was really cool. If any of you ever heard of it, definitely, definitely check it out. But
Right. There's one thing right there. She noticed, she picked up on something a long time ago, that a lot of the, I believe, the conscious generation that I'm talking about now is picked up on, thanks to Dave Chappelle kind of pointing that out.
Right. About
is that a lot of our black figures, our black role models, exactly, they kind of get thrown under the bus when it comes to representing their masculinity as men. Men are kind of being emasculated, being neutered, if you will, media through the media, and we're not being represented as the strong head of household as we once used to be. Now, mind you, I believe women can hold that seat as a head of household, no problem, because that's how Africa did it personally. That's how nature is. But when it comes to American society, men were seated as being head of household. And in Black America, the man is always extradited or kind of pushed away or out of the family through the system, through politics, through media. It's very, I find it to be something that really needs to be paid attention to, because we're missing that portion of the black vote as well. Black men are mostly locked up in jail, and once you're in jail, you cannot vote.
Right, exactly. Boom, you're hitting on something that my sister Monica we often had a discussion about. Years ago, I used to have a prison writing ministry. Nia X, I had to address that. I'm going to be very honest. Some other people might lie just so they can save face, but I am a very big Michael Jordan fan. Very big. I'm sorry, Nia. I want to keep you around as a glower. We're going to glow up. Amen. But I tell you, if I drop twins, Michael and Jordan, they name. Amen. But I used to have a prison writing ministry. And you know what the brother started to tell me? This happened. I used to have it about 7 years ago. But no, I'm sorry, 5 years ago. The last 2 years that I was writing them, they would tell me that the guys came in already conditioned. Like they were like, when I first got here, it took me months. It was almost like the guards don't have to break them; they come in already
They're already broken in.
They're already
broken in from the school system. If you're like dropped out of high school, you're already conditioned to be an inmate.
They mentioned the music. They were like, "Man, when those brothers be playing this, I'm like, what trash is this?" They like, "Oh, this person got the hottest rap." I remember it was when Rich Homie Quan first dropped. And somebody was writing me from prison. They were like, well, have you heard of this guy? And he was spelling his name all crazy and funky. And I was like, because of course we're writing, so it takes 2-3 days or whatever. But for them sometimes weeks. But I hadn't heard of him until the guy from prison asked me had I heard of him. And so I literally went out, listened to some song, I wrote him back, and I'm like, that's very typical. But he was just like, man, the guys that like that stuff, like they're weird. Like they're on something. Like it seems like they're drugged out all the time. That's what one guy, his name was Lorenzo, used to tell me. He said, these guys that come in here, they look like they're high on something. So I do think that we have to start looking beyond thinking that things are just for entertainment. This is something I've been saying for years. As I used to be a booking agent in the entertainment industry. And I think that that's the reason why I feel so passionate about it, because I was in it and I saw how even I, as a grown married woman, was influenced by it. So I'm just imagining what kids work. Like I said, my mom didn't grow us up like that. Like she wasn't just, oh, y'all can listen to whatever because y'all being raised by two parents who are da 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 da. No, she was very,
right,
very, very stoic, and she was controlling in that matter. And so in my adult life, where I could listen to the little Kims and the, Two Live Crews and Luke's and, the whole nine, it was a different thing. And then when I started booking these artists and I could go to these shows for free and be up there, I'm telling you, it was like, it was really something else. And like I said, I don't think that people realize when they say, oh, well, if you let your kids, have exposure, but balance things, they have to realize that we're dealing in a culture right now where there is no balance. So you have to literally, aside from Megan and Cardi, they're choosing between that and Normandy. And Normandy can sing and all of that, and Beyonce becomes the best of. Whereas, when we were coming up, we could do the Whitneys, we could do even the Brandys, we could do the Gwen Stefanis, we could do, all of these other aspects, but truly have some balance. That balance is harder to find now. That balance is definitely harder to find. So we do have a top 5 at 5, y'all. That's all I got to give y'all. So Neophyte, I'm going to start with you. This is all right. So this is off the cuff because this is your first time here, and I want to thank you. I love your contribution. You're definitely welcome to glow up with us anytime and light your light. Please make sure you share this live with others. Yeah, no, you sound great. Because y'all never know what you're gonna get. I just press add to the screen.
I come across as a little weird myself. I mean, just given my pseudonym, my nickname, already should give some of your viewers an idea as to what my belief system is. But I try not to let that scare people off because I'd like to break that divide and start sharing insight instead of there being such a divide between the conscious levels, the consciousness.
It is. It absolutely is. And even though, as I was in Philly, I used to book Jaguar Wright. I know people are talking about Jaguar right now. I booked her on a couple of dates. I used to book, some members of the Roots crew on a couple of dates. Even with being in Philly at the height of all of what was going on with, the rise of the neo soul movement, Kadar Massinger, of course, with Motown and NDRE. Like, this is when all of these artists dropped and broke. You would have thought, like, people are they're questioning Jaguar Wright's, accounts of the way things were going down, because people tend to not believe that, okay, this was happening on a conscious scene. And it definitely was. And I tell people all the time, you would be surprised of how conscious people try to prove that they're just as whatever. They getting just as many girls. They're doing just as much drugs. They're living just as much of the rock star life as, the mainstream. You'd be surprised.
The soap opera is real behind the scene. I can tell you, just from my investigation alone, my fascination with studying the behind the scenes thing, I've always been enamored with wanting to see how things work, especially backstage. But that's where the truth is. The skeletons are everywhere.
Absolutely.
So what's this top 5?
Okay, so we do top 5. We do 5 questions. So since you're on the panel today, then we're gonna go for it. Are you ready?
I'm gonna try.
And then there are no right or wrong answers. They're just your answers. So that's what I like to say. Okay. So my first question is: now we talked about the generations. What generation category do you fall in?
Oh, this is a good one. I'm somewhere in between Generation X and Generation Y, I think. I was born in '83. So
you were born in '83. You're Generation X, and your generation, you're millennial. You're millennial.
Yes.
Yeah, you're millennial. Wow, I did not grasp that. I'm excited because I love to hear younger people younger than me. Their head seems so on straight. I'm telling y'all, that always excites me. All right, so
I've been told that I'm kind of I'm a little bit more than an old soul. I've been told that I'm more leaning towards an ancient soul. Some of my favorite things growing up as a kid, we're mostly in black and white. I mean, I can tell you that the Munsters, the Addams family, Eartha Kitt was one of my first crushes. I can,
Amen. Miss Cat Lady herself. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. They're trying to
I
run
love
home
it.
running home from elementary so I can get on that old TV my grandfather gave me to use the pliers to turn it to my favorite station where Adam West was Batman and I could watch
Oh,
Catwoman.
I love it. Miss Jackie said she didn't guess that you would be a millennial either. I love it. Yes, I was surprised. I love it. Okay, so we got 4 more to go. All right,
Okay.
so Mr. Millennial, there you are. What do you think has been the biggest contribution of the COVID pandemic?
Black awareness, people coming into themselves. You have no choice but to sit and be in your own presence. So consciousness has gotten a kickstart, kind of a kick in the butt in the direction that it's supposed to be going in. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And wow, I think that is going to set up this next question so greatly. Um, Without the George Floyd murder in the middle of this pandemic, do you think we would still be at this point with awareness?
That's a tough one. Given all of the rest of the murders, chances are we would still be going in the same direction. We'd be outraged at some of the other cases, especially with Breonna Taylor and the fact that her boyfriend is still getting so much flack from the court system. We would still be going in that direction. But I think George Floyd being murdered would definitely be the kindling to the fire that we are warming ourselves by now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So the next question. So, earlier today I had my sister Monica on.
Uh-huh.
Now, in your lifetime and in my lifetime, and I think everybody in this room's lifetime, I don't think that we ever thought before Barack Obama we would see a Black president. Whether you agree if Barack Obama's Black or not, I'm going to say, we never thought we would even see someone that close to Black really being president. People were always saying that Bill Clinton was our Black president, without us knowing the truth about Abraham Lincoln's lineage. But in this lifetime, do you think we will see a female president?
In our lifetime,
Yes.
I'm gonna leave that open for a hope. I would hope that in our lifetime we do see that. But I would definitely be leaning more towards foundational Black American woman. She has to be foundational Black American woman, only for the American principle of it. The fact that foundational African Americans went through chattel slavery, then we would definitely have to have a Black woman from America with her lineage in slavery to actually be the head of the party. Anything outside of that would be an insult. Barack Obama, who I like the guy personally. I mean, no one more articulate could have been in, but he still qualifies as quadroon or mulatto. He has heritage outside of the norm when it comes to African American as far as foundational. Now, I'll accept him as being a representative of Black people. However, there is a big thorn in the side of Black people that is still going to not sit well with us when it comes down to what we should be recognized as, and that's no longer being a minority people. We are the majority of this planet, and we need to be recognized as such.
That is so powerful. And I'm going to tell you, when you first started talking, you were giving me some Obama vibes, neophyte. That's why I was like, a millennials don't talk like that. What? Obama, I see you. Chicago, I know what I'm listening to.
I give that to I gave credit to my dad and my grandfather They have very strict
They
language things.
love it.
Actually, my mother as well, she definitely UCLA grad, um, grew up with looking up to many different politically strong black in her. I think that's
Oh, you're going in and out, Nephi, and I hate to lose you because we only got one more question. Let me see if you can adjust your mic. We got one more question. You might have to
all right, go
move
ahead.
your mic.
I'm through an area right now.
Okay, and I do want to address what Nia X said. She says, I think at Omega asked about any woman, not just a black woman. But I love how immediately, and you see what Life of King Wade said, he got the right mindset. You weren't thinking about no other person being president, but you was like, but a sister, a foundation, a foundational sister. I love it. But yeah, she did say I did say woman. And when I was in my mind, it's funny that you would say that, Nia X. When I was in my mind, thinking of woman, I was thinking Michelle Obama. I literally was. I'm like, if there's anybody that I think just has that appeal across the boards, more so than I ever Hillary could have dreamed of, than Oprah can even imagine. I think it is
I believe
Michelle Obama, but
I believe Michelle Obama would be a great. I believe Michelle Obama would be a great pick. The only problem is that she doesn't hold a seat in as like a senator. Uh,
Oh man, you're going out again. But remember, Ronald Reagan didn't hold a seat either. We had plenty of people that didn't hold political seats that have been able to climb those ranks. There was some talk about even people wanting Will Smith to run for the office. Because he's an actor. So if they're gonna throw a Donald Trump at us, and we need to get Will Smith on a ticket. But I guess this entanglement stuff has slowed his role a little bit. So bringing us to the last question. Oh, we lost him, and we have one more question, y'all. Oh, we're gonna have to make sure that he gets back on the next live. Well, my question was going to be for him. I'm going to throw it out to y'all. Does he believe in going Dutch? Y'all, I was going to do it to him, y'all. That might be why God snatched him up, snatched him out of the room. Like, don't put that boy on the spot. I was going to put him on the spot. Absolutely. I want to thank everyone for making it out today. Big shout out to my sister. She is waiting for me on the other call. We got the other call waiting for us. And so we're gonna have to jump off. But I want to thank you. I want to go down my glory. Y'all know how I do. I want to thank everybody. First of all, we want to give a big shout out to Asia. Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back to the Glow Show. She was our first person in the room. So she does win. She wins her double the portions, because the last time she won it, my account got hacked and the payment got rejected. So we want to give a big shout out to her. We want to give a big shout out to Miss Jackie Jones, the best undercover face beater in the nation that I have seen. And the fact that she takes her time out and helps you, come up with your glow up has always meant so much to me. Y'all, please check out the pictures that Miss Jackie did for both myself and Monica. She worked Monica's campaign. Monica ran for city commissioner, and she did her makeup and hair, and she did my birthday shoot. And all of those pictures are online, so you can check those out. I want to give a big shout out, of course, to my guest of today, my sister, Monica DeLancy. If y'all don't know, please look her up. Monica DeLancy of Cobb County. Has been an activist, has been on the move for years, even before she got popular in any community. She was in our house running things and being very strategic and letting us know what bills had to be paid. Like, Monica, who cares about that? I am 10, but Monica was letting us know that this and that costs this amount of money, so mom's not gonna have it for me to get to buy my Jordans, because this costs this and mortgage costs this, and so I just needed to pipe down. We want want to thank the bestest moderator. The bestest from the Westest. She has left the building, but thank you so much for moderating today. Want to thank the Life of King Wage. Always such great support, brother. Make sure you do email me. I want you to jump on this call this weekend. Neophyte, loved you coming on to the panel. Thank you for stepping up, as I'm going to call you Mr. Millennial. Laura Tyvek, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you so much. Saw old face, but true face. Kimberly, thank you. Who else do we have here? Oh, Nia X. How can I forget? Amen. Amen. This girl was definitely weighing in. And also can't forget my beautiful bestie, Miss M. Stewart, and my moderator that picked up the slack. And who Karmic Moth. Thank you for chiming in. You definitely were contributing. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone else. I'm trying to do this rundown and hop on these other calls. But y'all, thank y'all so much for coming out. Oh, Cocoa Butter Barbie. I knew I missed somebody. Absolutely. Cocoa Butter Barbie has been rocking with us, and Rosemary Terror from the UGC crew. Y'all, please check out Saucus Ray's channel, as well as I saw my Claudette May that I found. And so glad that we got to perform, some pulling from our networks to pull together and get on a glow up together. Miss Claudette May, I attended a couple of her videos and was able to comment and pull some people from me over to her channel, and she's doing the same thing with bringing some of her network over to mine. I really appreciate that, y'all. If we can't support and glow up each other and glow together, then what are we doing? All right, so y'all know what time it is, and y'all know until next time, y'all know what to do. And I promise y'all, Miss Jackie gonna beat my face for the next glow up. We're gonna make it happen, Miss Jackie. Y'all know what to do. Until next time, glow up.